You're right. No problem. It's all right. So the Most High requires us to rise to the next level, all right? Because Satan, an adversary, right, of the Most High, is really attacking us in our flesh, in our fleshly bodies, all right? But we have to be able to stand against the wiles of Satan, all right? But that's why you find it, sometimes you may find it hard keeping the commandments, because we're spirits and bodies in this earth, down here in this earth, correct? We're spirits and bodies. So we're in the flesh. And the flesh is fleshly. That's all it is. It's from the dust you came, from the dust you're going to go. That's all it is flesh. That's all it is. It's dirt. Flesh is really dirt. That's all it is, brother. That's why when you pass away, where does your body go? Back to the dirt. That's all it is. Plants are dirt. Animals are dirt. Understand? So we're made from the dust of the ground. But your spirit, of course, is what passes on and goes back to the Most High in the spiritual world. Correct? So, so how do we become strong enough to deal and powerful enough to deal against the wiles of the adversary, which is Satan, in our fleshly bodies, and not sin? So once you understand how sin works and how sin works against your flesh, once you understand that, then you'll be better equipped and capable to deal with the wiles of Satan. Understand? Sin and temptation, you'll be better able to deal with. Con? So this is what this topic is about. Let's see, get 1 Thessalonians 5:23. So how do we deal with the temptation and trials and temptations in our fleshly body? Because, like the scriptures teach us, the flesh wrestles against the spirit, and the spirit wrestles against the flesh. Correct? So this is what the Most High is showing us. All right, that we wrestle against principalities, and these principalities are spiritual forces that are attacking us every single solitary day. And we, being the chosen, right, of the Most High, Yasha'Allah, we being the chosen, what is happening? Satan knows he can't get Yahushua anymore, because Yahushua conquered that. Yahushua conquered death, correct? He conquered it when he died on the cross for the nation of Israel, and Yahushua committed no sin. He conquered death. And what are the wages of sin? Death. So the wages of sin is death. So Yahushua conquered that. So Satan can't tempt Yahushua anymore. He can't get Yahushua. Yahushua up there in the right-hand side of the Most High. So now, who is Satan coming after? If he can't get Yahushua, who's he coming after next? Yeah, the people of Yahushua. Understand? That's who he's coming after next. And that's where now you come in at. Right? You can't allow Satan to come after you and attack you and destroy you. You just cannot allow it. And this is every single solitary day, brother. This is not, well, maybe once a week, a couple times a year. No, brother. See, if it was like, once a month or something, you could gear up and get prepared, right, to fight the battle. But every single solitary day and night, every second, Satan is there waiting on you. And he's tempting you. Understand? Every single solitary day. So how do you fight against that? One of the ways you fight against it, all right, is the understanding how those spiritual entities and demonic forces come at you through your flesh. Once you understand that, then you're more equipped. And of course we know keeping the law, statute, commandments. But still, once you keep the law, statute, commandments, which is good, what you're supposed to do. But that doesn't mean Satan's going to stop trying to tempt you, right? So you want better understanding on how that process works. And this is what we're dealing with here, all right? Every single solitary day. The whole nation. The whole nation. I don't care if you I don't care if you're rich, you're poor, you're a Hollywood Negro actor, you know what I'm saying? You're an NFL star. If you're an Israelite, it's coming after you. Okay?
Right.
So it's coming after you. It doesn't matter what status you are. You're an Israelite, it's coming after you. Because you're the people. Look at Bill Cosby now.
That's right, man.
He thought them demons were going to escape him, right? They're after him now. He got all the money in the world. So look at O.J. Simpson. Spent 9 years in jail for hardly nothing, trying to get his property back. He's out now, but still, they're still after him. All right? They're still after him. They were hoping he'd die in jail, but it just didn't happen. The Most High didn't let it happen. But still, nonetheless, doesn't matter who you are. And look at all them rappers who come out now and rap about the Illuminati and rap how they want to get out the Illuminati because the spirits are after them. Because you're still an Israelite. At the end of the day, you're who you are. You're an Israelite. Real quick, brother.
I saw a lot of that on the other day about different films about all the rappers are part of Illuminati.
Yeah.
I was shocked.
Yeah. So and that's what's happening. So the status means nothing, the fame means nothing, and the money means nothing. Okay. First of all, Esau's money is satanically inspired anyway. The dollar, his currency is satanically inspired. So you got money. Well, now you rating Satan's house with the money. You rate there. And so all those demonic forces attack you. This is why I'm going to tell you, to deal with this truth, you're better off somewhat in poverty. Living check by check.
Yeah.
You're better off, brother. That money is a killer. It's the root to evil. And the love of money, the root to evil. See? And this is why you see all these rap stars that they're into evil things, wicked things. Hollywood acting into evil, wicked things. So that's why it's high time that we understand how the trials and tribulations, how temptation works against our fleshly body. All right? And then you're better equipped to deal with it. But read that. Tell them where you at.
1 Thessalonians chapter 5, verse 23. And the very Most High of peace sanctify you wholly. And I pray, Most High, your whole spirit and soul and body be preserved blameless unto the coming of our Lord Yahushua.
Right, see? So now it talks about that our whole body, soul, and spirit. You notice it names those three, be found blameless. Because your body is separate from the soul, and the soul is separate from the spirit. Those three. And the body craves. You know what I'm saying? It craves what it craves, doesn't it? The body gets addicted to what it gets addicted to, doesn't it?
Yes, sir.
Right. The body needs what it needs. It don't care about what the spirit wants. It just needs what it needs, doesn't it? Right. And your soul is that medium that transmits from the body, what the body receives from the outside world, to the spirit. Yeah. Your soul is like your emotions and your will. Understand? That's your soul. But then your spirit is you. Understand? Your spirit is you. That's you. Right? That's Most High created your spirit. He just housed you in a body. That's it. And your body is lent to you. It's lent. Heavenly Father lent you just a body for temporarily, and to give you a certain amount of years in that body, and then you pass away. All flesh is as what? Grass. And as grass withereth, it shall wither away. Understand? So but see, as an individual, as an Israelite, as a Hebrew Israelite, and the Most High gave us law, statutes, commandments, how do you preserve the body? So that you can live out your full time that the Most High gave you without being sick, understand? Without having health issues, psychiatric issues, nervous problems, diseases, and so on. How do you preserve that? Understand? So it's, of course, the law, statute, commandments is the first step how you preserve it. But also you gotta have discipline. Discipline is the key. Because you're going to be tempted with what? The wiles and darts of Satan out there, and the temptations of Satan that's out there in the world. Understand? Because it's out there. Satan don't care about you. He wants to kill you. You understand? I want to get this scripture here, Romans 8, just to show you something. Romans 8. So we're going to come to understand that there is a works of the flesh, and of course, there's a works of the Spirit of the Most High, the Spirit that's in you, right? And the works of the flesh in your body is tempted to what? To do what? Chase pleasure and all kinds of things that it wants. You're tempted every day to chase these different pleasurable things, right? You want to, you want sex more than you need it. Put it like that. Nothing wrong with sex, right? But whoremongering, you know what I'm saying? Fornication, that's more than what you need. So you're chasing those pleasures. You're chasing money. You're chasing material things, carnal things, because the flesh some people eat too much. I got news for you. You can live off one meal a day, and you're fine.
Okay.
We just used to having 3, 4, 5 meals a day. We're greedy as hell. The body, the flesh wants, once you start feeding it and you start liking certain things, now you want it more and more and more. There you go. But people live off one meal a day, and they're strong, they're healthy, the nervous system is intact, everything is, they're not fat. See? But why you need 3 meals a day? Or 5 meals, or whatever you get, and snacks in between. You don't need that. And this is why we're sick sometimes, right? You wonder why we're sick. We don't need that. But we think we need it because we crave it and chasing those pleasures. See? Why is a person addicted to crack? Heroin. See? Once you start, there's no turning back. That's why that's why I never did that stuff. Not even marijuana. Never even tried marijuana. Because once that first hit, what happens? Got you. And you know that what comes with that first hit? You don't see it, but it's there. What comes with it? There's spiritual what? Demonic forces. They're there. See? You in the flesh, you don't see it, but once you take that first hit of that crack, that demon went into you, went in with you with the crack. And now the demon is there. It got you. And it's a hell of a situation trying to, get that demon out of you now. See? Understand? You got to go to rehab. Understand? You got to go to NA meetings, AA meetings, and so on and so forth. It's hell. See? So the body craves. You understand? Real quick.
I tried marijuana at one time. And I don't.
You don't do it? Okay.
I
Now,
tried cigarette one time.
one time, right. Cigarettes are demon too. All right. All those things are demonic.
I leave it alone.
Marijuana is a plant. You're supposed to eat it, not smoke it. You understand? All right. You got to remember what the Heavenly Father put on this earth. He left a blueprint on how to use it. Okay, very good. How to use what He put on this earth. Understand? Yeah. He left a blueprint. That's why when you read the scriptures concerning the dietary law, that's a blueprint on what to eat, what not to eat. Civil laws, dietary laws, moral laws. He left the blueprint. If you misuse the blueprint and take the blueprint and do a different thing other than what the blueprint says, now you're entering into Satan's world. Understand? You're going contrary to what the blueprint says. And that's why we mess up. Because we're going contrary. We went contrary to what the blueprint says. Now everything is screwed up. That's why I said the earth is what? Upside down. Because the inhabitants of the earth went against the blueprint and made everything confused now. Turned everything upside down. Understand? So, the same with us, the nation of Israel, we got to come back right with the Most High. That's why he said, take on the new man. Right? Prepare yourself to take on, get rid of the old man, flush the old man out, and take on the new man. Right? So you have to turn everything back right again with the Most High and go according to what the Most High says, the blueprint. Understand? So read Romans 8:3.
Romans 8, verse 3. For what the law could not do, in that it was weak through the flesh.
See? How about that? The law is weak through the flesh? Yeah, how about that? Understand? The law is weak through the flesh. See? Because the flesh is nothing. The flesh is weak. Understand? The flesh is weak. Right? So if the flesh is weak, what is it is in you that is strong? It's supposed to overcome the flesh. The spirit. Spirit of the Most High. Spirit of the Most High and Yahushua, which is strong. Understand? That's why you're supposed to overcome your flesh and the weaknesses of it in your spirit. Okay, come. Okay, go ahead up.
Most High sending his own son in the likeness of sinful flesh.
Yeah, see, the Most High sent the Mashiach Yahushua in the likeness of sinful flesh. So we witnessed Yahushua. We were back there. We witnessed him in the flesh, right? He's in the flesh. Understand? So Yahushua became the example of how to not give in to temptation and weaknesses of the flesh. Because did not Satan, the adversary, tempt Yahushua when he was hungry? For 40 days and 40 nights. He was, understand? In the wilderness, hungry. And that's when you're at your weakest, right? When you're fasting. Yeah? Here, take this bread, man. It's all right. See, take this bread and eat it. See? The Most High is not going to do nothing to you because he knows that what? You're the son of the Most High. Don't worry about it. You can take this bread. See, understand? Temptation. And that's the same thing you get out there. Understand? But Yahushua didn't do it. See, discipline is also involved. See? Your self-will. See? What do you will yourself to do? Do you will yourself to keep the commandments? That's what you have to do. See? When you first learned that it wasn't right to eat pork, how did you do it? How long did it take you? But eventually, you stopped, didn't you? Eventually, you stopped. It might have took you, some people, maybe a couple of weeks, some people, maybe a couple of months. And you were coming in here still eating pork when you went home, right? But it took you a couple of months. Eventually, you stopped, right? Understand? See, because that temptation, you still craved it. So sometimes, that's why the Most High says, sentence against the evil worker, executed speedily. The Most High know you need some time. See? For some sins, it take a longer period of time to get rid of. Some you can do right away. Boom. Understand? Some brothers can't grow their beard, just save their life. It's not that they can't grow their beard, they don't want to grow it right away. Understand? Because they still have that worldly thing. So they start marking up their beard and shaving it. I mean, real close. Yeah, you got a long beard and you shave it down, okay, but when you shave it real close to your face, when the Most High tell you he wants a man with a beard, understand? So these things take time. And so that's why you have to be disciplined, right? And efficient within yourself, say yourself, and discipline and willpower to say, look, I gotta start keeping some of these commandments. Keeping the Shabbat, how hard was it for you to keep the Shabbat? Because, some of the things that you were doing out there, damn well you can't do now. On the Shabbat. Right? You know that. But some of us still go out there and do it, especially the brothers who are relative and sisters who are relatively new. Right? But what you know within yourself, what you're doing is wrong. Cut. You know within yourself. See? But the Most High said, I'm long suffering for Israel's sake. Okay, long suffering. Most High would give you some time to get rid of that sin, but you got to put some effort into it. You have to. You can't just say, well, the law's done away with, I don't have to do it. The laws are not done away with. The laws were never done away with. The only laws that are done away with are sacrificial commandments. That's it. Understand? Right? The laws were never done away with. So you understand that. So that's why the Most High is giving you, you're in a time of grace now, so he's giving you grace to do what? Prepare yourself to keep the commandments. So I understand that, brother. Yeah.
And I said, bro, too, and if the laws were done away, What's the purpose of Yahushua coming back to
Right.
judge the world?
Thank you.
What's the purpose of a judge?
Thank you.
You have to judge based on what a transgression
Of the commandments,
of something
right.
that's being done, a law. In this system,
Right.
you don't go to jail for nothing.
For
you
nothing.
go to jail because you broke a law
Right.
of the civil society.
Of the civil
so
society.
why is Yahushua coming back to judge the world and the people?
And the people, right?
You're stupid.
Because they broke the commandments. Otherwise, we don't need Yahushua to come back. Correct? So we have to understand that. So we broke the commandment, and Yahushua is now going to come back and now judge the world. He judged Israel already. We've been judged for breaking the law. So now he's going to judge the world for breaking his commandments, laws and statutes. And how you going to govern a society with no laws? Even Esau understands that. You got to have some kind of law and order in society, correct?
Right.
So what's the law and order of your body and of your spirit? How about that? See? There's a law and order the Most High gave for you to keep yourself in check. And we went against that. And so now look at us. And all this confusion that's out here. Don't know, we're misdirected, don't know what to do, don't know how to help ourselves and our people, don't know how to come together as a nation, nothing. It's all confusion. Because we went against the law and order of the Most High. Come?
Right.
So, go ahead up.
And for sin, condemn sin in the flesh.
So, Yahushua condemned sin in the flesh. Because he didn't commit no sin. Right? He didn't commit no sin. So, you can do the same thing. Just because Yahushua did don't mean you can't do it. Right? You can condemn sin in the flesh too. Because now you're learning what sin is. See? You're learning what sin is. Sin is what? Huh? Go ahead. Of the Lord. Right. See? You know what sin is now. So you can condemn sin in the flesh. In your flesh, you can condemn it. You don't have to wait till you die and go in the spiritual world. No, you have to wait. You can do it now. Now is the time. That's why Scripture says now is the time for your acceptable prayer for salvation. It said now. Understand? So begin. That's why he said the kingdom is not with observation, right? You're looking for, right? He said, no. Bring forth the kingdom out of yourself now. Why are you waiting to keep the commandment? Why are you waiting to be brotherly, charitable, courteous, helpful, bear one of those burdens? Why are you waiting to do that? You're just waiting for the kingdom, and then you're going to begin to do it? What's wrong with now? And that's the problem with Israel. We require a sign. We're looking. Yeah, go ahead.
It's already too late.
It's already too late, right? Understand? You got to do it now is the time. All right? That's what Yahushua is showing us. So he wants us to display and bring forth the kingdom out of your spirit now. Once you come into the truth and he wakes you up, now you begin the kingdom. How about that? Yeah, he's going to give us the physical aspects of the kingdom. You know what I'm saying? Bring us back to our land and the streets of gold. He's going to give us all that stuff. But out of you should start displaying the kingdom out of your spirit right now. Don't wait for that day. See? It may be too late. He may put you to death because you waited too long. How about that? Go ahead, huh?
Romans 8 verse 4, that the righteousness of the law might be fulfilled in us.
See, the righteousness of the law, see that it might be fulfilled in you. How about that? Understand? The righteousness of the law should be fulfilled in you. Come? So that's why you have that fight in you. But it has to be, what did Yahushua say? He came not to destroy the law, but to fulfill it. He's going to fulfill it how? Through Israel. In you. It's going to be fulfilled in you. It's fulfilled in Yahushua, but it's going to be fulfilled in you. Oh, it's going to be fulfilled in Israel, whether you want it to or not. It will be fulfilled. And if you don't want it to, what's Yahushua going to do? He's going to get rid of the niggas who don't want it. And then bring forth the ones who want to fulfill it. Understand? See, the righteousness of the law has to be fulfilled. Because it hasn't been fulfilled yet. It hasn't been fulfilled yet since the beginning of the earth, right? And the heavens and earth have been fulfilled yet. On the level of the Most High want to be fulfilled. All right, come, go ahead, God.
Who walk not after the flesh.
See, we don't walk after the flesh. Who controls the flesh? What entity? Yeah. Satan. See, Satan knows he has control over the flesh. But who controls the spirit of you? See, that's the Most High and Yahushua. Understand? Because Satan works through your flesh, the cravings that you and the addictions that you're dealing with. Do you understand? He works through that. That's why Satan knows your weaknesses. He knows what you want. You understand? He knows what you want. See? He knows that you want that crack. He knows that you want to get high. He knows that you want, the big butt black woman down the block. That's a prostitute or whatever. And so on and so on. So he knows your cravings. He knows what you want. Satan don't come after you what you're strong in. He comes after you what you're weak in. That's how he gets you. And then he offers it to you when you're out there. You notice how the thing you're fighting against, trying to stop doing, all of a sudden it's always in your face? It's always in your face because Satan knows that's how he's going to try to tempt you and get you to mess up. But what you're strong in, he ain't going to come after you with that. You're too strong in that. Understand? So it's the weaknesses and so forth because the flesh is weak. See? Go ahead, up.
But after the Spirit.
Yeah, after the Spirit. See? Go ahead.
Verse 5. For they that are after the flesh do mind the things of the flesh.
See, they that are after the flesh mind the things that are after the flesh. I mean, those who are carnal minded. See, those who would have that mundane type of spirit in them. See? So they're worldly. You understand? They're after the world. And the world is accessible because the world is mundane. It's about carnality. Understand? So those who are fleshly, everything that's out there, they're going to go after and crave it and chase it. Pleasure. Chasing pleasures in the world. Come? Go ahead, Al.
But they that are after the Spirit, the things of the Spirit.
They that are after the Spirit, what are you supposed to chase now? You're after the Spirit. You're supposed to be after the Spirit. What are you supposed to be chasing? See? The righteousness of the Most High, the things of the Spirit. Understand? That battle between the flesh and the Spirit, they're both contrary to one another. We're going to read that, but they're both contrary. And this is what we're dealing with here. See? In this earth today, and in this society, and America is Babylon the Great, the top confusion in the earth. Every wicked, demonic, evil thing is in the society, right? Every pleasure known to man, right, in this society that's against the Most High, fornication, abomination, homosexuality, everything. Lesbianism, transgender, everything. See? Bestiality, everything in society. See? Your food is GMO. Understand? The food is no good. You're catching diseases. Can't get rid of it. See? All because of those pleasures out there in the world. And the thing that you crave. You're supposed to be after the Spirit. But now you could say, you could learn how to be disciplined in what you craving now. Because you know the truth. You know the laws. Go ahead, up.
Verse 6. For to be carnally minded is death.
Say to be carnally minded is death. Meaning to be fleshly, be of the world. That's death. And that's what's happening to our people out there. They're getting death. Understand? Look what happened to Puerto Rico. All them people got killed there. Underwater. Nothing left. No lights. No water. Trump said the FEMA's gonna leave soon. He's not gonna help Puerto Rico out. They know that the Puerto Ricans are the Israelites too. Understand? But why would the Most High pretty much almost destroy a whole island of our people? Because they're wicked as hell. Because they're worldly, after the flesh, idol worship, and so forth. Understand? And they don't want to leave it alone. So the Most High had to come in there through a hurricane and kill a lot of them. See? And why are these things happening to our people? Houston too? Texas too. A lot of our people got killed. Understand? Why? Because they're wicked as hell. They're after the flesh. They live carnally minded. Understand? Go ahead, Doc.
And not so much that the Most High killed them, he destroyed the material possession.
Material possessions, right.
That's what they put all their
Faith in, right?
life and pleasure
Yeah.
to the worldly possession. So the Most High had to do that to make them see that, listen, that's not the only thing you have in life.
Right.
There's more Israel in life.
Yeah.
They're not seeking that.
They're not seeking
See, what the problem is for a lot of people, they want to be just like the Netherlands system of America.
Yeah.
That's what they want. They want to pattern the whole lifestyle
After
of
that.
America. So the Most High had to change and reshape their whole mentality
Right.
to bring it back to reality.
Right.
He did it in the Virgin Islands too.
In the Virgin Islands too, yeah.
They're just as corrupt and doing the
Right.
same crap like America is doing.
Right.
You know?
Right. So the Most High got to bring some type of catastrophe or something to wake them up. Now they're praying to the Most High. Right? What happened to the idols? What happened to the idols? That didn't work, did it? Now you're praying to the Most High, say the Most High to shake them up and bring them back. But some of them are still not going to. But still, you're going to have some now going to turn around, right? Yeah, they're going to start thinking now. But this is what this is about. So go ahead, Doc.
But to be spiritually minded is life and peace.
See, be spiritual minded is life and peace. How about that? See? So the carnal mind versus the spiritual mind. See? The body, the flesh against the spirit. See? So the carnal mind is death, but the spiritual mind is what? Life and peace. Don't you want life and peace? I would think that you would want that. Go ahead, Up.
Verse 7. Because the carnal mind is enmity.
The carnal mind is an enemy of the Most High. How about that? It's an enemy. So when you do things not according to the commandment, you just turn the Most High against you. Come? You just turn the Most High against you. There is no ifs, ands, or buts about it. You just turn the Most High against you. Understand? Because the Most High doesn't deal with that fleshly mind, that carnal mind. It's an enemy against it. Okay? So the Most High deals with the spirit and spirit of righteousness. And of course, his law, statute, commandments, which is what? Law and order. Right? Law and order. Okay, go ahead, Up.
Because the carnal mind is enmity against the Most High, for it is not subject to the law of the Most High.
See? It's not subject to the law. So when someone has a carnal mind, pretty much, what are they doing? They're pretty much breaking the commandment. They're pretty much worldly. They're pretty much like mundane. They don't have that spiritual understanding and of truth and knowledge and wisdom to keep the commandment. So now you turned yourself against the Most High. The Most High is against you. Meaning, enmity means he hates you. Most High hates you. That's why Most High look at us when Israel broke the commandments. He started calling us like Gentiles, creatures. Understand? Until you come back to the fellowship of Israel, he says, now you're an Israelite. See, now you're Judah, Benjamin, Yehoiada, Bunyamin, Lawyer, understand? All the way down the line. See, now you're Israel. But until then, you what? You're a nigger. You're a spick. Understand? You're a Mexican. You're nothing. Understand? You're the tail. They're the head. You're the tail. Come? Okay, go ahead, Up.
Neither indeed can be. Verse 8. So then they that are in the flesh cannot please the Most High.
So if you're in the flesh, you can't please the Most High. See? So what's an example of being in the flesh? Let's give an example.
Party.
Huh?
Party.
Say it again?
Like the party.
Oh, okay, like the party. But give me some what the scriptures say, being in the flesh.
Being outside in the world.
Yeah, being out in the world, but make it simple, not keeping the what? Yeah, you're not keeping the commandments. You're being in the flesh. It's being in the flesh, not keeping the commandments. So we're going to read what being in the flesh is, but I'm just saying that's basically the foundation of what it is. You're not keeping the commandments. But the Most High got a whole list of things that's when you're in the flesh, what that is, and we're going to read it. Okay? So it says the works of the flesh are cravings in our bodies. We are tempted in the flesh to chase pleasure, right? This equals the cravings of the body, right? When you're chasing pleasure, you're chasing the craving that the body wants. Because the flesh, that's what it is. All it does, all this is dirt. See, you came from the dust, and dust you're going to go back down to. So that's all it wants. That's why you want to eat, you need to have sex, you got to drink water, you got to do things for the body. You got to sleep. You have to sleep, right? Because the body, what craves it? Craves sleep. Understand? To get rejuvenated. In the spiritual world, do the angels need sleep? No. See? The spirit that's in you don't really need to sleep. It's the body that needs it. Understand? Body that needs it. So it says our bodies were built to crave. All right? Don't allow your sinful flesh to control your cravings. How about that? See? Whatever your sinful flesh is, all right, don't allow it to control your cravings. Understand? So don't allow your sinful flesh to control your body. And that's what's happening here. Understand? You have no discipline. You're not in control of yourself. The person that's not in control of himself is out of order. And eventually, you got to be stopped. So how's the Most High going to stop you? He's going to bring death and destruction. That's how he's going to stop you. Understand? Okay? And then says, our fleshly desires are worldly. Your lust denies you the love of the Most High. See? Because didn't the Most High teach us that wisdom is not privileged to somebody who is not keeping the commandments? So if you're worldly, right, get 1 John 2:15. If you're worldly, then you're not privileged to knowledge and wisdom and understanding. The Most High is not going to give it to you. You know the Most High can stagnate you? He can keep you stagnated. In other words, the Most High can give you this part, he can give you this much, and then if you're still worldly and not keeping the commandments, he can keep you there. Notice how some brothers and sisters too don't grow. You come into the truth, you find out you're Israelite, but you don't grow in it. Why is the Most High keeping you at one base level? Why is he doing that? Because maybe it's something that you're doing. Right? Think about that. Maybe it's something that you're doing. That the Most High says, nah, that's enough for him. I'm not giving him one talent, brother. You're getting one. But I'm going to give this brother 10. Why does the Most High do that? And then the one that you got, he takes that away. And gives it to the brother that has 10. Now that brother got 10, 11, 12, understand? Talents. Why does the Most High do that? Because it's something that you're doing. See? 1 John 2:15.
1 John 2, verse 15. Love not the world.
So he said, don't love the world, right? Go ahead.
Neither the things that are in the world.
Right. Because that shows us that things that are in the world are what? Carnal. What we just read, the carnal mind is enmity against the Most High. See? All those things out, everything out there is carnal, brother. Just about everything out there is carnal. Right? Okay? Because everything out there is contrary to the Most High. So we got to understand it. Go ahead, up.
If any man love the world, the love of the Father is not in him.
The love of the Most High is not in him. The Most High hates you. And the Most High can hate, brother.